Yeah, I grew up in the country in a small farm in North Antrim, and I was the youngest of 4 children. And the childhood which I had was not idyllic, and I experienced an awful lot of anxiety, of fear, of anger, of shouting. And really, when I look back on it now, probably quite a bit of emotional and mental abuse within that. My dad just hadn't been the most positive role model. I think I was always searching for significance and acceptance, and always felt very, very inadequate. And then the family situation changed quite dramatically. When I was aged 14, my father just died beside me of a major heart attack. Just died beside me in the yard at home. That was a very difficult time for me emotionally, because in truth, I wasn't grieving for my father. I was, I really have to say I did feel a sense of relief that he had gone, but yet I felt very guilty about feeling that way. And now when I look back, I often ask, where was God in those times? And I really, God didn't feature in our home. But I always felt that my relationship with Jesus was like, it just wasn't what it should be, and that there was always more. And I always felt that there was more. And Neil gave a talk one morning and said, look, if you don't get anything else, get identity. Get who you are in Jesus and who Jesus sees you to be. And that God was the father to the fatherless. And again, that resonated very much with my story, because I hadn't had a wonderful experience of an earthly father, but I was starting to hear that I could actually relate to God as my father. And I was excited by that. And I felt I was deeply loved. I was beginning to learn I was significant, and that I had a voice, and that I was valued. And isn't it interesting when I think about this, that the very things that I felt the enemy had stolen from me when I was younger were the very things that God was restoring to me. And I was excited by that. I began to believe what God was actually speaking over my life, that I was an adopted daughter. I was moving from pauper to princess. And all these truths were like just being spoken over my life layer by layer. And in the process, I was being transformed into the person I feel that God was calling me to be. And that nothing in my past disqualified me from that. And I could embrace all that God had planned for me. There was an assignment specific to Wendy Morton, and I was ready to step into that. So now I feel that God is just drawing the curtain back on my life. That's the best way I can describe it. And in His mercy and in His love, He's highlighting the marker points in my life and reminding me that, look, I was with you. I was with you. I had you by my hand. And within the last couple or 3 months, He has given me a picture. And it's a picture I love. He took me back to my childhood home. And I can see the stairs in our childhood home, and he's at the top and I'm at the bottom. And he's reaching out his hand to me. And calling me to himself. So it has been a wonderful journey of experience his love. And just as I was thinking about this interview today, I feel that God highlighted this verse to me, and it is an amazing verse. In Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 3, God told him, I never quit loving you and never will. Expect love, love, and more love. And so now I'll start over with you and build you up again, dear Virgin Israel. You'll resume your singing, grabbing tambourines and joining the dance, or as Trey Shepherd calls it, the divine dance.